Hello and welcome, bookworms. Welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative. We are looking at Where Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. And you know I've done Henry before on this channel. No doubt I'll do Henry again in the future. So this one, it follows sort of like three girls. You've got Cole wakes up in a house that isn't hers and she doesn't recognise anything. She doesn't recognise the daughter she's got, the husband she's got, the place that she works. She doesn't recognise the friends that she's got. Like, you know, they're like, you're a runner. And she's like, I'm not a runner. I like Pilates or whatever it is. Then you've got Ali, who's supposed to be on a fun weekend trip. But then she ends up in a cabin in the woods because her friend's boyfriend takes them there instead. And it feels really weird. And then you've got Maggie, who wakes up basically in a Hunger Games style sort of like situation. And so I will say, of the three, so it's sort of like three stories individually. And then as it reaches the end of their story, it goes to the next one, and then once all three stories have been told, you then get the sort of like the conclusion with all three meeting up and then continuing the story afterwards. So I will say, like, so it was interesting, and I really liked Cole's story, and I really liked Ali's story, but I did not like Maggie's story. Maggie's even. Who the hell's Maggie? So I didn't like Maggie's story, but I really liked Cole's and I really liked Ali's. So Cole's one was really good because it was like a trippy one, and she was like, she kept being like, hang on a minute, that's not who I am. I like this. And then she gets a headache, and then suddenly it's like, it's disappeared, and she's the person that they're saying she is. So, and like Ali is sort of like sat there being like, we're in a cabin in the woods, like, what's going on here? Like, and it's trying to survive that. And then Maggie's one is sort of like, as I said, like a Hunger Games kind of thing. Like they're in an arena and they have to survive. And it's such a weird thing because like when you find out why they were put in this situation, when you find out how they kind of get out of the situation, when you find out who's behind the situation, the feminine rage in me fully came out. And luckily I'd finished this and digested it and everything before my lovely husband, because again, I love Michael to bits, genuinely. I've got no issues with him whatsoever. But at the time when I finished that book and my feminine rage was like, are you freaking kidding me? If he'd have been in the room at the time, I feel like anything he would have said, I would have been like, no, you don't get a say. But it was so brilliantly done. And what I love about when I read Christina Henry is like you tend to start from like, it's almost like you straight in the story. You know, there's no sort of like preamble. It's like you're straight in and being like, oh shit, this is the situation. And I love that about her stories. I love that about her writing. And genuinely, this is why I think I thoroughly enjoyed this one. But as I said, I mean, honestly, if you do get round to reading this, and I would say 100% get round to reading this, let me know which one of the women's stories you like the best. I think out of the three, I liked Celia's better. Why have I been calling her Cole? Sorry, Celia, not Cole. My bad. I'm so sorry. So Celia's story I think I liked best, then Ali's, then Maggie's. But let me know below in the comments if you liked Maggie's more, or if you liked Ali's more, or if you resonated with Celia more. Let me know sort of like what you think about it. And let me know if you are a woman or a man or non-binary or whoever you decide to be. If you read this and like some sort of like feminine rage boils up inside of you, let me know. Let me know if it, you know, if it's not just me being crazy. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend giving this a go. So, you know, read it, listen to it, consume it in any way that you want. Just don't eat it. But thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching the videos. And remember to always keep it contento.